Welcome back, students. Now let us continue the second unit, Fostering Values. In this, we have to learn storytelling. Storytelling is a method of emotionally responding to the programs included in the subject matter accordingly to the imagination, creativity, physical and mental age and desire. People of all ages are interested in listening to stories. By using Hindi's mental nature, the teacher can teach the value and peace of mind based on the age of the students. One's attention span improves memory while listening to stories. Psychologists say that interest in learning occurs. There are many different stories to tell students. They are Panchatantra stories, true stories, mythological stories, justice stories, and religious texts such as Bhagavad Gita, Bible, Quran, etc. are suitable for teaching values and peace. Through these stories, morals such as moral piety, respect for elders, honesty, virtue, personal dignity, tolerance, equality, appreciation of friendship, humanity, justice, non-violence, patriotism, self-discipline, self-help, honesty, pride in friendship, etc. The teacher should teach the value of the story in two stages. First one, choosing a story that instills value. Second one, the way. First one, selection of story. The teacher should choose a story that can teach the main work values according to the age and maturity levels of the students. Valuable stories should be neither too long nor too short. Romance should be something that can pique students' interest and hold their attention. The teacher should choose a story that can easily instill the values he wants to teach among the students. The way of telling the story, the teacher can narrate the story with pictures, posters, cartoons, mini textbooks, contact cards, pictures on transparencies, or puppets. Students will enjoy listening to some stories if you tell them with voice ups and downs like Nadam. Some stories need to be told. According to the nature of the story, the teacher should tell the stories effectively according to the age, interest, and maturity of the students. The story should not be told with too much speed or slowness. Attention should be paid to the pronunciation of the story. After the teacher has finished telling the story, the students should be asked to comment on the story. Ask them to state the moral they felt through the story. Story Soldiers of our country, heroic deeds. Traditional stories, kings and their regimes, reforms, the good and bad things caused by them. Seeing how they help the government activities in the present time and knowing the results. The services rendered by man to the country then and the duties that every citizen has to do to the country today. But then population control, health, cleanliness, civic culture, care, safety, science, while telling the stories through stories, taking the reality of each student. Narrative events can help bring about behavioral change among students. The sea routes, the discoveries, the space explorations, the heroism of the exploration missions, the self reliance, and the work they have done for the people of the world will inspire the imagination. Therefore, the truths get the best place in the subject and develop values in the students. Mythical stories are stories full of imagination, images, parables, beautiful poetry, human and monstrous characters, and mantras and tricks. The legends are set in remote places unknown to the student, with religious legends in the background explaining the kings and constitutions of the time. From these, students learn religious values and constitutional values. The stories depict human love, affection, and devotion, friendship, bravery, compassion, anger, greed, harming others, and the resulting deaths. These help in developing human qualities. We can see the idea of legends in the today's practice. For example, in the Ramayana, when Mahabharata fights with Ravana, his weapon is broken and he stands without any weapon. Then Rama said to Ravana, "Go today and come back tomorrow." This event is a good example of the character shown to the enemy on the battlefield. Of the character, through this, students' memory, understanding ability, imagination, evaluation ability, and value ability increase. For example, story Mahabharata value hospitality. Choosing the story. The author chooses the story of Karna from the Mahabharata to illustrate the virtue of hospitality. Then description of the story. After the death of Karna, who was known for his generosity, he went to Devaloka. He saw that everyone was happy there. Only Karna was hungry in the heavenly world. When I told about this to Devendra there, he said, "You are the index finger of your old hand." Karna did the same. As soon as he did so, the hunger that had consumed him until then was contained. When Karna, who was deep in grief, asked the reason, Indra replied, "Karna, you have understood many gifts in the world, but you do not understand alms giving. Once Duryodhana gave a feast to the poor and needy in the palace. You showed the poor Brahmin with your forefinger the place where the feast was to be held, and thus the fruit of the alms donation came to that finger." He said that after tasting that finger, your hunger is satisfied. On hearing this, Karna realized the glory of hospitality. The teacher should ask the students to state the moral they feel in the story. An example stories, characteristics of the storytelling method. First one, emotional. Second one, investigating problems. Third one, fulfillment of learning objectives. Fourth one, knowing the duty, right of society. Fifth one, elimination of caste, religion, race and differences. Sixth one, giving pleasure. Seventh one, instill humor. Eighth one, developing planning skills, singing, drama. Ninth one, make language development and storytelling a connected and motivating acquisition of all the skills. It also helps in getting good grades. Then the story values and serenity can make the material tasteful, attractive and alive. Along the imaginative learning helps develop creativity in students. 12th story makes students character and personable. 13th tradition, myth, truth, fiction, foreign, heroine, exploration stories and domestic and foreign cultural values are not exaggerated if the priceless treasures of foreign people are told to entertain the students. Therefore, the story is used to compare the life, social, economic, political, and religious aspects of the ancient, medieval, and modern people and to know their special features. Dramatization. To inculcate the values in the student's knowledge, the teacher selects appropriate methods and strategies considering the nature of the subject matter, the level of the student, case of implementation in the classroom environment, etc. Drama method or technique occupies a special place in teaching value and peace within the system. Dramas are used to teach lessons of peace and dignity because human nature and values can be well explained through this. Alichandran's play, which Annal Gandhi saw at an young age, made him live as a truth teller throughout his life. Acting nature should be used in learning, which is inherent in all students. Lesson material comes alive when teaching values and peace to elementary, middle, high school, and college students, and peace through drama. Steps according to drama. Positions according to caste. Choosing the right parts to perform. Designing for performance. Dramatic acting. Not all subjects can be dramatized. The areas where the concentration of the ideas and truths and various characters are involved are the areas for acting. Select the parts to be performed and then design suitable methods for performing them. The lesson should be structured in such a way that the imagination is matched when creating a dialogue. Only true news should be posted. The characters appearing in plays should also the plan, the time, place, background, costumes, makeup, etc. for the characters. An important method is to dramatize the lesson. Only if the drama is performed as planned, the learning objective of the audience will be fulfilled. Even if there is a delay in executing the classroom drama as planned, the students have the opportunity to be prized for their outstanding performance. Drama in the classroom environment. There is a lot of difference between the drama that takes place in various festivals and the drama that takes place in the classroom environment. The plays performed at the festivals are pre-planned and rehearsed with proper lighting, staging, costumes for the characters, makeup and all the other elements completed with high material cost. But it is true to dramatize the selected subject to the classroom environment. Appropriate emoting voice and narration are required. Act out classroom lessons by planning ahead, creating lesson time. Performance also gain clarity in the lyrics by dramatizing the passage. Those who watch the play will also gain skills. Classroom acting does not require staging or creating scenery. The blackboard should be used as a resource and classroom as part of the nesting place for characters. Emphasis should be placed on acting, meaning, interpretation, pronunciation, vocal performance, interpretation, etc. Dress, scenery, stage setting, etc. need to be given much attention. Students should be encouraged to write plays, dialogues, etc. These are the things to note in the drama room. First one, by selecting a specific passage from the textbook and reading it in the classroom, as to write verses. These can also be monologues to each other and should be based on values. Second one, practice all the subjects following the pattern, don't teach. Third one, paraphrasing the dialogue written by others and imitating the actions of others can also be used sometimes. Remember that acting in class should be meaningful. Fourth one, acting scene should be simple. All students should be able to understand the context of the story. Fifth one, all students should be given equal opportunity in acting in class. Then types of drama. Promptly acting for a formal and conversational, word and conversation, memorizing and talking about it. The story of the students educated in the class without any time is called acting. Public system. Stage and acting in the stylized visual setting a special feature. It is a dressing dress and marching in front of the audience. The sound and light system is now used by the proliterate. Then pantomime. This is a psychic play. This does not require stage decoration, dressing, pre-rehearsing. Then puppet show, acting on the image of the human figure, the image of the animals, which are operates who will raise their voice instead of the toy and explain the story. Puppet is the best of play. Then drama can be classified in any ways. There are two ways given: classification and basic types. Number of characters. Basic types is separate acting, group acting. Classification, word based acting. Basic types, verbal acting, performance based acting. Classification, number of components. Basic types, Oranga drama, a multi-part drama. Classification, method of performing drama, readable or playable. Then classification, sense based. Basic types, asking radio, the drama is worth watching. And last one, basic voice. One person plays multiple characters with multiple voices. Each character is played by the different person. All the above types of drama can be used by the teacher according to the subject matter and multidisciplinary context in the value and peace education course. Then unactable parts. First one, values of people living in many parts of the world. Then second one, non-violence. Third one, political values and spirituality. Fourth one, fundamental values and constitutional values. Fifth one, values mentioned by leaders and philosophers. Then gives us first one, imagination develops in students. Then a sense of value and peace emerges. Students express their ideas through speaking and acting. And fourth one, the activity of gathering and participating is growing. Then next title, values and clarification methodology and strategies. In this, device human nature and conduct, influenced Rose's thinking on personality development, and paid attention to methods of clarifying values. Wrote Rats. In one of his books, I believe, which is Human Nature and Behavior, Dewey spoke of character, interest as the presentation of habits. As I contemplated the relatively free expressions can be elicited from students. Look for any signs of these 8 characteristics. Or so I thought I should ask. I just made for characters development through habits and inculcation in them. The statements of goals or objectives, expressions of purpose or aims. When a student says he wants to do something or has a goal. It is an opportunity for teachers to ask if he is been praised, freely chosen, or has been trying for some time. Rath suggests that some stated objectives are abandoned when these processes are used. When a student says he wants to do something or has a goal, it's an opportunity for teachers to ask if he is been praised, freely chosen, or has been trying for some time. That suggests that some unstated objectives are abandoned when these processes are used. Next one, aspiration. Goals are visions are goals. Using values clarification techniques, teachers can help students examine their own levels of achievement to see if they meet the value criteria. Next one, attitudes. The more deeply student expresses his views on current issues, the more deeply attitudes are felt. Teachers can ask what prompted the attitude and what activities it suggests. Next one, interest. Students' interests or passions may be temporary or short-lived. Then feelings. Emotions as a construct suggest a non-cognitive reaction to an event, a question or a problem. Then beliefs and convictions. Beliefs refer to deeper concepts than mere attitude. In activities, it is appropriate to ask a student whether there are alternatives to consider when engaging in activities or whether it is freely chosen. And then worries, problems, obstacles. Indicators of this type indicate that student reactions are not generated. The next one, family values. Family values involve all the ideas of how you want to live your family life, and they are often passed down from previous generations. Family values are similar to personal values or work values. Family values can guide your entire family to become the kind of people you want to be, and ultimately, if your family includes children, family values can have huge influence on child rearing. What are family values? First one, moral values. The second one, personal conduct and social behavior. Third one, spiritual and religious values. Fourth one, family work ethic. Then fifth one, educational values. Sixth one, family time. Seventh one, family traditions. And financial values. Family health and fitness. Family entertainment. Then first one, in this, the foundation of strong family. Ultimately, your family values will be specific to you and your family unit. Family values help kids and young men and women make good choices because they have to set tough beliefs to help guide them. Next one, moral values. Moral values often define a core personal ethics that drives how a family and each parent and child within the family make their way in society. Knowing the difference between right and wrong, then personal conduct and social behavior. Many times, these values guide the way we treat others and how we stand up for those who need help within the society. Values give us roadmap to developing healthy relationship. Social behavior values shape the manner in which we conduct ourselves in personal interactions and productive members of a greater society. Then, spiritual and religious values. Some of the strongest families share a belief in something greater than themselves. They find spirituality to be a significant source of family strength. Spiritual and religious values can vary widely depending on the family, but many faith traditions tend to share common moral values. Then, family work ethics. Many families consider a strong work ethic to be an important family value. A family's work ethic can shape everything from the way a child views schoolwork to the way everyone in the family approaches their careers. Achievement is a key element of a strong work ethic. Then, educational values. Most research indicates that a good education can help ensure a more stable and enjoyable life. For many families, the chance at a good education is a priority that drives many family decisions. Families who hold education as a key value may read together and general invest heavily in books. They may visit museums, libraries, and lecturers together or even take classes together within their communities when possible. Family time. It may seem like a given that all families prioritize family time, but this is not always the case, especially as children get older. Then, family traditions. For many families, traditions are an important value. Some families have traditions that have been passed down the decades. Participating in the same formal and informal rituals and observances is a powerful way to link your family together. Extend financial values. Many families place a high priority on using financial resources in ways that help them live out their economic values. Then, family health and fitness. Families differ in their approach to health and fitness. For some families, diet and exercise are offered most importance, while other families don't necessarily share these values. Many families approach health and fitness. Exercise is important for both physical and mental well-being, so making this a priority for your family can help instill those values for years to come. Next one, importance of family values. Our family values help us shape our own personal values and morals, which in turn helps define who we are, how we make our way in society. When parents demonstrate that family values are important, a child gets the structure and boundaries needed to find his or her own place within those values and morals. It's helpful to openly discuss family values that are important to you and your children in order to clearly define those family values believed to be important. Next one, character education. Character education is the process of learning common attitudes, beliefs, and behaviors that are important for people to have as responsible citizens. Good character education can provide ground rules for life for adults and young people, and it stresses the importance of helping children learn and practice behaviors that reflect universal ethical values. Character education helps children and youth become conscious of the right thing to do, committed to doing the right thing, competent to doing the right thing. Why character education? Character education is important in every aspect of a child life, including the family, school, and community. Kids need consistent messages, and they need all the adults in their lives to have high standards and expectations for ethical behavior. Character education can and should happen as a long term, community wide, community based effort involving school, parents, social service agencies, law enforcement, churches, business, and other youth and family organizations. Value and character education develop usually occurs over a number of years within a number of environments since family members are the first individuals with whom one comes in contact. The influence of the family continues to be extremely important to the child characters. The following definitions are intended to guide schools in providing the basis for the teaching of values and character education in public schools. Values: hold in high esteem, regard highly. Hold in high esteem, regard highly. Then values: concepts, ideas, beliefs, or understandings one has that guide and are reflected in one's behavior. Then value education, the process of providing opportunities for the continuous development in all students of the knowledge and skills and attitudes related to certain values which led to behavior exhibiting those values. And character, attributes or features that make up and distinguish the individual. The complex of mental and ethical traits making a person, group, or nation. Then character concept, actions, attitudes, and practice that characterize a person acting honorably under all circumstances, even when it is to the disadvantage of the self. In character education, the program by which positive personality traits are developed, encouraged, and reinforced through example, study, and practice, that is, emulation of what has been observed and learned. Then concepts of values and character education to be taught in schools. First one, citizenship. In this one, first one, democracy, government of, by, and for the people. Democracy means government of the people, by the people, and for the people, exercised through the voting processes. Second one, respect for and acceptance of authority. The need for and the primacy of authority, including the law, in given circumstances. Then equality, the right and opportunity to develop one's potential as a human being. Fourth one, freedom of conscience and expression, the right to hold beliefs, whether religious, ethical, or political, and to express one's views. Fifth one, justice, equal and impartial treatment under the law. Sixth on liberty, freedom from expression, tyranny or the domination of government. Seventh on tolerance, the allowable deviation from a standard intelligence for beliefs or practices differ from conflicting with one's own. Patriotism, support of the Indian Constitution and love for the Union of States with zealous guarding of their authority and interest. Courage, willingness to face danger with determination. Loyalty, steadfastness or faithfulness to a person, institution, custom or idea to which one is tied up. Duty, pledge or a promise. Honor, a keen sense of ethical conduct, one's word given as a guarantee of performance. 12th on respect for the